चार जने पास
کدوم ماشین کجا هست؟
Beckham, Owen, Giggs, and Ronaldo. So who are you?
Beckham. Owen. Giggs.
Ronaldo.
Right, come on, boys. Let's have you. I want it dug out. Understand? Yeah. And I want it taken down, foot. Yeah? And I don't want any.
Any injury to the joints, muscles, back or spine?
No.
Glandular fever?
No.
Any asthma or persistent cough?
No.
Have you been screened for breast cancer in the last 2 years?
No.
In the past 5 years, have you had any cold sores on the lips or face?
No.
In the past year, any significant weight change?
No.
Children?
No.
Married or single?
Single.
Pregnant? Are you taking HRT?
Yes.
How often do you exercise?
Not enough.
Have you been under increasing amounts of stress recently?
No.
Units of alcohol consumed in a week?
4 to 5.
And do you smoke?
Nope.
Inspector Finch. Inspector was last week. Chief Inspector now. And who knows what he'll be next week. Give us a hand, you will. Tick, 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 tick in the books. Tick, 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 tick. Morning, Governor.
Who's been inside?
3 men who discovered the body and 2 officers who verified the call and SOCO team. Mr. Anthony Vane in the van there, he discovered the body 7:20 this morning, along with 2 of his employees.
Well, where are they? You got names?
I understand. Mr. Giggs and Mr. Ronaldo went with Mr. Vane into the basement, and Mr. Beckham and Mr. Owen were upstairs. On discovery of the body, the 4 employees legged it. Mr. Vane thinks they might be East European. Although, given the difficulty he has with foreign names, don't think we can rely on that.
Right, we'll get Mr. Vane's shoes bagged up before he walks off with any evidence.
Oh, that's all in hand, sir.
Good. I'll have a talk later.
Cigarette burns.
I think she left home in a hurry.
What do you mean?
No niggers.
I do like a joke, you know. It just doesn't extend to degrading murder victims. My case, my humour, all right?
It's,
Okay, we'll spend the money and have a look at here. Who's on call?
the plumber, sir. I phoned from ETA. They're saying 8 to 10 hours.
You've completed your 30-year service. How did the medical go?
Fine.
So you are now...
I'm sorry, just remind us your age.
I'm 54.
And you've had 7 years in your current position as detective superintendent.
An outstanding achievement, Jane. Outstanding.
Thank you. That's a long time to be in a very stressful job. Must have taken its toll.
Well, I've memorized the name of the current Prime Minister, if that's of any help.
Jane, if we could just run through some of the options. You've got your 30 years, so there's no financial penalty attached to taking retirement now. If you choose to stay on, there are a number of new challenges.
I don't feel my age compromises my ability. I think my experience is an asset. I have 3 murder teams under my command. That's 80 officers working 24 murder cases. And I can give you a breakdown on each and every case if you so wish.
Superintendent, this review isn't intended to be confrontational. It's entirely for your benefit. We simply want you to feel that you're in the best possible position within the Metropolitan Police.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad we're all agreed then.
There's 5 urgent on your desk, Jane, and the first assessment from DCI Finch at the St. John's Ward incident.
So they'd worked for you before. These were faces you knew. East European, possibly Serbian, maybe Albanian.
I keep saying it. I don't know them. I don't mix with them. They just work for me. They're all casuals. I've no way of checking whether they're legal or not.
Mr. Vane, this is a murder investigation. Illegal immigrants and employment regulations are not top of my list. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
When can I get my
Are they
sight
here now?
back?
As soon as we run out of money, shouldn't take us too long. 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Boots might take a bit longer.
You're right, boss.
A year ago, almost to the day.
What about me van?
Might be a link, sir. Punishment killing. Albanian prostitute dumped in the Devilic Church 200 yards down the road. Lenessa
Lenucia Valdenosi.
Yes, sir. Talked of the Albanians. Still open. No one was sheeted for it.
Lorna, I think you should think very carefully about whether the murder squad is the right place for you.
Is there a specific complaint against me?
No. It's just that... Well, I need officers who can put the hours in.
I work all the hours.
I need more than just the rule book.
I'm sorry, but this is discrimination. As the mother of 2 small children, I might occasionally be at a disadvantage compared to a single male officer. But I think it's totally unfair for me to be penalized because of it.
I assure you it is not discrimination. It's just that the job requires a level of commitment that doesn't suit every officer. There's no shame in that.
I am totally committed. I have an excellent attendance record. And I would see any attempt to force me out of the squad as discrimination.
Right, well, you know, but perhaps it's something we'll keep under review. All right, thanks. Thanks, Lorna. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
time. What have we got for the door knockers?
Nothing yet, Gov.
Tell the coordinator to extend the radius. Keep checking for CCTV.
Plumber's here, Gov.
Let's use a correct name, shall we?
So, first thoughts?
Well, she's definitely dead. I was recently called to someone who wasn't. And if you push me, I'll be able to say it probably wasn't natural causes.
Was she killed here?
No.
Any idea of nationality?
No.
A lot of burn marks.
You noticed them? That's very good. Asphyxia due to manual strangulation.
Look out, dead man walk in. Sorry, dead person.
God, it really was kick the dog.
She can be brutally honest.
She's always had it in for me, always.
I can't see why. You're young, married, got a cute little house husband looking after the kids. Your whole career stretched out before you.
I heard she had an MOT this morning. Perhaps she failed. What's the etiquette in retirement presents these days? Does one ask? She's not a set of golf clubs, is she?
Jane Tennison can be bloody difficult, but she'd never demand anything from one of us that she wouldn't ask of herself. Now, we can get a good enough photo of the victim's face, get it in the hands tonight, we'll push it out tomorrow if she's not claimed.
Let's go.
Tick, 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 tick in the box.
The body was discovered in a building being renovated into luxury apartments. One of the interested buyers was the Shadow Home Secretary, George Giblin.
Obviously, I'm not going to comment on this particular crime, but if there is a link to the Balkan Mafia, it really does underline what I said in the House yesterday about illegal immigrants. We are being swamped, and I will make no apologies for using that word, swamped by foreign criminals. The police are woefully under-resourced, and the present...
The cartilages of the larynx are fractured. So is the hyoid bone. The assailant used extreme force. There's bruising to the muscles of the neck, the tongue, the floor of the mouth. You're not going to faint on us, are you? I knew it. I should have sold tickets. Oh, didn't know you had an interest. Royalty, is she? Her hands and feet were tied with wire. Cigarette burns are evident along the back and thighs. But the face was untouched.
What nationality do you think she is?
Possibly East European, but I assumed Spanish the other day and they turned out to be Irish. She suffered fractures in the past which weren't properly healed.
Any connection?
I give you a theory, you turn it into fact, and then come back and haunt me with it.
We won't hold you to anything.
It's not just the fractures. There's evidence of deep tissue burns. She was burnt with cigarettes before, and the old scars are in the same pattern as the present burns.
So she was tortured before?
Yes, I think she was, many years ago.
Well, she would have been quite young then.
Yes.
She was beautiful.
Yes, she was. Very beautiful indeed.
Yeah, I was just thinking it through. Same pattern of torture 10 years ago.
Simon, do you mind if we have a word?
No.
Look, I'm very concerned about this media coverage.
We got every front page this morning. It can only help us find out who she is.
Prostitute dead in Giblin's penthouse.
She was in the basement. Giblin hadn't even put down a deposit.
They say she's an Albanian. I mean, where do they get this stuff?
Didn't get it from me. It's a possibility we're following up, but it's not what I told them.
Simon, it's no reflection on you, but I'm taking over this investigation.
Why?
Because of this media hysteria and the way this case is being linked to asylum seekers and immigration, I just think it needs a more experienced, more senior guiding hand.
Hang on a minute. This is well within my rank, and it's certainly within my
I
capabilities.
said it's no reflection on you. And of course, considering the amount of work you've already done on the case, I'll keep you on as my number 2. All right, well, I'll tell the squad and I'll see you back at the office, all right?
Lots of deep breaths. Keep drinking.
Right, sir. Good shot. Okay, come on! Right then.
Not Michael, David. See you tomorrow. Well played.
Larry, did you have Jane Tennison replace me?
No. But we did discuss it. You what, 5 days in, no leads, no ID? An immigrant community that isn't talking and surrounded by politicians that can't stop. I think Jane's probably realising her mistake right about now, don't you? This is all about delivery. And that's not what you're going to get out of this. This has got all the ingredients of a long, hard slog and absolutely nothing to show at the end of it. And then, believe me, the spotlight isn't so welcome when everyone remembers it's got your name all over it. If you're worried about how it makes you look in front of your team, don't. Remember, they don't shape your career. I don't know if you know this, but I used to work for Jane Tennison. Now she works for me. Nice one.
Right, sir.
That's it, boys. We got a name. It looks solid, Gov, from a hotel cleaner.
Good. Tell Detective Superintendent Tennison.
She's already mobile. Ask for you to run a check.
Had my wedding anniversary here. Very nice, very expensive.
Number 1 or number 2, wife?
Oh, this is very number 1.
We're looking for a cleaner, Stephen Abacha. Do you know him?
No, I wouldn't. And I haven't warned them you were coming.
Well, he telephoned us.
Oh.
been down here.
Have we?
Yeah.
Where are they all? Oh. Stephen Abacha? Stephen Abacha.
His name's Urinals.
Of course, Urinals.
That's her, Samira Blekic.
What nationality is she?
Bosnian Muslim.
Well, she worked here long?
Yes. Most do not stick at it more than a few months. She was too bright and too intelligent for this. But she said that she felt safe here, underground. There's no way she could have got into trouble, eh? She was working 12-hour shifts 6 days a week.
Did she have any relatives here?
Hey, Sister Yasmina, that's the reason why I did not call you any earlier. Yasmina came looking for her on Sunday. Samira did not return home from work on Saturday. When I saw the photo in the newspaper, I thought Yasmina would go to the police. It's only when I saw the story again, I realized you still did not know who she was.
When Jasmina came here looking for her, how was she?
Anxious now. They were close. Yasmina was 10 years older than her. More like a mother figure. She's the cleaner. A hospital.
Hospital? Which hospital?
I don't know.
Well, do you have an address or a phone number for Samira?
I'll see super. But it will be false. There's no way you're going to find a ghost giving out a real address.
A ghost?
We do not exist.
What's your story, Stephen? How come you're cleaning the men's urinals?
It's a punishment. I upset the super. I'm a student, economics, close to finishing, and then I'll try my luck back home.
And you and Samira work the same shift?
Midday to midnight.
How did she act that day? Was she any different from how she normally was?
She was difficult to read, eh? I think she was permanently troubled. I left her here. I went west that way, and she went south down there.
Mm-hmm. What time?
About 30 minutes after work, so 12:30, eh? She had about an hour's walk in front of her.
Would she have told you if she was meeting anyone?
No.
So did she always walk?
We cannot afford the rides.
So were there people sleeping out here rough that night?
Yes, they're always here.
Well, he's the last person to have seen her alive that we know of. Check him out.
Yeah.
Let's get down amongst the dossers, too. Then I want to concentrate on us finding that sister.
Strange she hasn't come forward, even though she's an illegal.
Could be looking for another body, eh?
Don't.
Jules, I've got a Yasmina Blekic, K-I-C. Yeah, linked to a Kazim Ibrahimovic. It lists her as his partner. She's the one I'm interested in. There's nothing marked against her, but Kazim is linked to a set of undesirables I'm told you're looking into. Cigarette salesman?
Hi.
How are you?
Fine.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too. I saw the picture in the Times. It was really great.
Thanks.
How long have you been back?
A while. It's been hectic. Fancy a drink?
Yes, I do. putting together a calendar?
Well, it'll show better than the book. She was Croatian, a sniper, and a good one. Fanatical about killing Serbs.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, I saw your headlines about the Bosnian girl.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm here, actually. I want your help.
Hello. Yeah, look, I'm with someone. Yeah, sure. I'll call you back. So, how can I help?
The girl, the victim, she came over here about 10 years ago when she was about 12. She's a Muslim. She was tortured over there. Who? What do you think? Any ideas?
Well, she could have run into a Serbian paramilitary unit. Although, I mean, most of the units I covered, they moved on too quickly to inflict sustained torture. It was normally rape and murder.
So it was a Serb?
No, well, it could have been Croatian or...
I think she was tortured over here as well. And in the same way, so it could have been the same person.
Well, if there's a link of his paramilitary, there's one thing to remember.
Hmm?
And he's been somewhere you and I could never go. Well, it was a war in which the most unlikely characters, I mean, they were just given the power and freedom to do as they please. Sorry. Sorry. Hello. Oh, John, yeah. I have it in front of me. Yeah. Yeah, what are we talking about?
Oh, thanks. No, you're busy, really. I'll call you. Thanks very much.
Yeah, yeah, I like that one. Okay, right. Yeah.
Well, thanks anyway. Bye. We are dealing with ghosts. Except when it comes to handout time. And with the sudden miracle of flesh, blood, and the spontaneous command of the English language. Please help me. I wanted to get some money. You cannot. Stephen Abacha checks out, Gov, but Samira Blekic. Blekic phone and address are both false. Her sister doesn't exist either. All the hospitals, all the cleaning contractors for the hospitals in London have been contacted, and none of them list Yasmina Blekic.
Anything from the Dossers?
Are we still asking?
Anyone seen Simon Finch?
No.
Gav, I've got something on CCTV, Gav.
That one?
Yeah. There we go. Right, it might be nothing, but the security fence around the site had a logo on it. OCB. That OCB van passed a camera around 300 yards away from the site at 3 a.m. Sunday morning.
Good. Good. Mickey, you check up on that. Keep looking, Lorna.
Have fun.
How long have you held back this information?
I haven't held it back. I just want us to make sure the information was relevant and correct. And now that I am sure of that, I'm showing it to you. I think Samira Blekic's murder is linked to the Balkan Mafia. Not prostitution, cigarette trafficking. This is a customs and excise surveillance. Kazim Ibrahimovic. He's the sister's boyfriend. He's a long way down the food chain, but he's smart. Customs think he may have decided to set up his own import business. Something which his bosses would violently discourage. I think Samira was killed to teach Kazim a lesson. Now, she could have been mistaken for Yasmina. They might also have killed her, Kazim too, for that matter. He hasn't been seen since Samira's body was found. These are criminals. They're straight out of a war zone. They're running a multi-million-dollar-a-year business.
So what were you hoping to do? Come back with it all wrapped up?
My rank does permit a certain amount of initiative and latitude.
A simple phone call. You know, it would be a huge miscalculation to try and undermine my authority.
I don't see any need for you to feel insecure. My intention was to progress the investigation. And I think the key is locating Kazim Ibrahimovic.
Yeah, same registration, but that's our van.
The driver?
Duscan Zigic. He's a nice man. It's one of the best we've got. He's been with us 5 years. Very reliable.
Zigic, where's he from?
Yugoslavia, Bosnia.
Was he working in the St John's Wood area that Saturday night, Sunday morning?
No, nowhere near it.
Any reason for him to be driving through there first thing Sunday?
Not on company business, no.
Have you got a photo of him on file?
Yep.
Where can we find him now?
Why? And why Curtis?
Check out his van. Hello? Hello? Duscan Zigic.
No. Duscan Zigic.
Detective Superintendent Jane Tennison. I'd like to have a few words with you, please.
Turn around. Inside. Why am I here? I don't understand. This is Duscan Zigic. He's under arrest for suspicion of murder of Samira Blekic.
Has he been searched?
Yes, he has.
Turn out your pockets and put your property on the desk, please. And remove the belt. You want a solicitor? Have one you know, or we can get one for you.
A lawyer, yes. And I want interpreter.
Don't we all?
The woman from the community center. She said to call if he had trouble.
He's no trouble. You're not sending him back.
Tell me, did he have any friends or callers?
No, none that I've seen. He did mention something about a Serbian center. Nothing gets past me.
He rolled in drunk maybe twice in 5 years. He worked 14 hours a day. He comes back to sleep.
Yeah.
If they were all like him, I tell you, there would be no problem at all.
We're not immigration. We're not interested whether he should be here or not. Okay? Thanks for your help. Thanks very much.
Okay.
Well, nothing.
Oh, we'll see you downstairs then.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Right. They run a check on the premises he was guarding that night. No CCTV, no time clocks. He can't prove he was there.
It's neat, clean, lonely. Homesick. What?
No porn. No magazines, no videos, no secrets. Perhaps he'd done a tidy-up. Worried we might pay him a visit.
No, this wasn't the killing scene, but forensics will check it out. And then we have to check every building site he had access to as a security guard. God, nightmare.
Rosemary Henderson to represent Duscan Zigic. This is Mr. Milan Lukic, who will act as interpreter.
All right. Mr. Lukic. I'm an approved police interpreter. Have you got the card, sir? Thank you very much. That'll do nicely.
Miss Henderson, thank you. Thank you. I don't know what they want.
Don't worry, I will look after you.
Thank you.
Right. This is Mr. Lukic. He will be your interpreter. Any words or phrases you don't understand, you ask him.
Dobar dan. Kako ste? Mogao bi biti bolje. Pa evo nas opet, a? Opet me nasrde.
He was shitting himself. He's terrified.
Yeah, well, where he comes from, visited the police station. It's a very different experience. Guessed the wrong answer. You got a good hiding. You get 7 kinds of shite knocked out of you. That's a few. Well,
Okay, thanks.
Here we go.
Can you tell me what you were doing on the morning of Sunday the 21st between midnight and 6 a.m.?
Razumio sam. I was at work.
Where were you working?
A warehouse in Cricklewood. My boss will tell you.
Did you drive your van along Wellington Road about 3 o'clock that morning?
I don't know Wellington Road.
It runs through an area called St. John's Wood. It's about 3 or 4 miles from where you say you were working.
Oh, yes. I make a mistake. I'm not supposed to leave work. But I drive to petrol station. Not for petrol. To buy a lottery ticket. Recimo da nedeljom rano ujutro, ako nisam ništa dobio na lotu, uvijek odem do svoje sretne pumpe da kupim novu loto igru.
Mr. Zigic has a habit. Every Sunday morning he goes to his lucky petrol station to buy a lottery ticket.
I buy a ticket there once. And I won. £100. So I go back.
Get the name and the location of the petrol station. They'll have CCTV and we'll check it out. Oh, and then ask him about the wire in his toolbox.
I use wire to tie up doors. It's wrong for me to have it.
What doors do you have to
Forensic have had a first look at his van and it's been scrubbed out very carefully.
nice and tidy. Just like his flat.
You scrubbed it out very thoroughly. Why?
I've just explained the meaning of the word thoroughly to Mr. Zigic.
One of the dog had taken shit in a bag. So I cleaned it out.
If the whole van had been scrubbed out, the whole van.
Yeah, but you cleaned all the van. You scrubbed it out.
It was a bad smell. It stank. Stank. That's okay, yes? Yes.
Duscan Zigic. Was that a Muslim name?
No. Serbian.
What are your views on Muslims?
Živi i pusti druge da žive.
Live and let live.
Were you in the army?
No. I don't fight.
CCTV of him going into the petrol station and buying his lucky ticket. It's timed at 3:17. It fits his story.
Okay, let him go for now. Let's save some pace time. Meet back at the office, half an hour, all right? Yep. So, forensics have had a look at the wire in his van. It turns out it's the same type and gauge of wire that was used on her wrists and ankles, but there is no actual forensic link. They've also had a first look at his room, and they don't think it's the killing scene.
Oh.
Okay, well, let's just go back to the neighbours, talk to that landlord. He's a nosy geezer. You might get something out of him. Go to the Serbian centre. We need a full profile. And how are we doing on those building sites he has access to?
Oh, yeah, we've set up a team to crunch through the list. It's a long old list.
Okay. Simon, I want you on top of that, please. Make sure they put in the hours, okay?
Do you think he's worth it?
Yeah, obviously.
I didn't pick anything up. I mean, he drove past the crime site, he cleaned his van. I think I'd be better used finding the sister through Kazim Ibrahimovic. Yeah.
You know, I've had a look at those files you gave me. That information is over a year old.
Brilliant.
Simon, I want Zigic ruled in or out.
Yasmina Blekic, we've traced her address through Kazim.
Good tick. Good. Big tick.
Good evening,
Sorry to disturb you. I'm a police officer. We're looking for Jasmina Blekic.
Good evening, I'm Detective Chief Inspector Simon Finch. I'm looking for Yasmina Blekic.
Yes, I'm looking for Kazim.
They live in this building.
Do you speak English?
Thank you.
English?
Dacă îmi dai 230...
Не понимаем, пожалуйста.
Понимаю.
Who lives here?
Mrs. Wanjiku.
Where are we going?
And someone else lives here.
Oh, who lives here?
Samira, Jasmina, and Kazim.
Did you see them today? Did you see them yesterday? All right. Thanks very much, Hui. Go back to your mum now. You've been a great help.
Thank you.
Yasmina? Oh, I don't like this.
She's on the beach in London.
All right, let's get in there.
Hold the lock. Yasmina?
Taff, find the light switch.
No juice.
Maybe there's a meter somewhere, Ted.
Yeah, find it, will you?
Hello? Nothing in the cupboard. No one in the bathroom. Yeah, I got the meter.
No sign of a struggle?
Kitchen's clear.
That's like the duty free. Can't get those in the high street.
Okay, you two go and check with the houses on either side. Talk to the neighbours and across the way as well, see if they've seen anything.
Okay.
I'm a police officer. I'm not going to hurt you. It's Yasmina. Is it? Yasmina? Yasmina, just put the knife down. Put the knife down. Just stay there. I'll put the light on. All right? Just stay there. We've been looking for you for quite a while. Yasmina, I have to ask you some questions. You know about your sister. I've been trying to find out about you and Samira. You were training to be a doctor?
I was studying in Bosnia.
Who are you?
I'm a police officer.
You broke in.
I was concerned when we didn't get an answer, so I had the door forced, yes.
You just smashed your way in.
I have a warrant to search these premises in connection with the murder of Samira Blekic. Who are you?
Oi. Language.
You want better language? Jebise. Sti dobro. Sti dobro.
I have to formally ask you.
Yes. It is my sister.
Samira went to work and didn't come back home. That's all we know.
So, when Samira went to work, was she any different from how she usually was?
She was fine. Happy. There is no reason for anyone to have done this. No reason.
Yasmina, could there have been a part of her life that you didn't know anything about?
Was she a prostitute? Like you said, she was in the papers? No, she was not. Yes, she was young and she was beautiful, but she was hardworking and she was honest. She was 13 when we came here from the war. We lost our parents and our house. And we came here because we thought it was safe. And in 10 years, she has not taken a penny from you. I know how you despise us. How you think we are less than you because we do the filthy jobs, but we are not.
Yasmina, when she didn't come home, you were worried about her, right? You went to the hotel to try and find her. So when her photo was in the newspapers, why didn't you contact us? Why didn't you call the police?
I was afraid you sent me back.
Well, the hiding place, under the floorboards. I mean, what did you want to hide from?
It was there when we moved in. It has nothing to do with us.
All right. Well, Jasmina, would you mind looking at some photographs, please, and just tell us if you recognize any of the men? Thank you, Simon.
Why are you doing this to her? Why are you putting her through this?
It's all right. It won't take very long. Yasmina, would you like a break? Why don't you have a break? Come with me. It's all right. It's all right. I'll take it.
Do you want another coffee? Tea?
Yasmina, I think you recognize one of those men in those photographs. Did you? Where was he from? Was he from Bosnia?
He didn't kill us. He was going to, but he didn't.
You can smoke if you want. I know you like a smoke, because we found these at your place.
Never seen them before.
I think you have. These and thousands like them. Kazim, I can help you get out of the mess you're in. You see, I know a lot about you. You're smart. Now, I prefer an informal chat, and I think that would be to your advantage, too.
And how do you call this? Tea or coffee?
We were stopped by Serbs. They took over the bus that we were in. They were wearing hoods. And they drove us away. And then they ordered us out, and then they took men away. And about 20 minutes later, we heard shots. He took me and Samira into a building like a factory. He was not wearing a hood. And then we saw on the floor the bodies of the men. And he ordered us to stand next to the... And he was going to shoot us. And then he fired into the wall and pointed at the bodies. And I understood what he meant. So we tried to hide in between them and under them, but they were heavy, and Samira was screaming, and they were all the people that we knew. They were our friends, our neighbors. My uncle. We managed to stay, to pretend dead until it was dark. And then we crept away.
"10 years ago is a long time. Are you sure it's the same man?"
Oh, yes. I remember I kept thinking, this is the last person I will ever see. He was my age. He didn't look cruel. He was handsome. Yes, 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 it is the same man.
Do you know his name?
No. Somebody called him Vodnik, it means sergeant.
That dugout under the floorboards, I think you built it. And it's not for people, is it? It's for cigarettes. You could store, what, 10, 20,000 down there?
We're in pain. We are grieving. We need to bury Samira, and we need to bury her now.
I think you know why Samira was killed. She was killed because of you. as a warning, as a punishment for getting out of line with the thugs you work for. Now, Samira looks like Yasmina. Those men who tortured and murdered her, did they make a mistake, eh? Did they get the wrong sister thinking she was your girlfriend?
Where is Yasmina?
Samira was very, very frightened when we came here. She couldn't go out. So we built this place under the floor because it gave her something to do. She was doing something. She was protecting herself. Kasim doesn't know about it. He wasn't lying.
Yasmina, before this sergeant brought you to the building, had anything happened to you and Samira? To Samira?
Don't say a thing, it's all a trick! Yasmina, where is she? Where is she?
Want to get off? Captain, behave yourself for this immigration and a plane ticket home.
Damn wait! I'm a British citizen! You treat us like citizens.
What the fuck do you think you're playing at? We needed them. I asked them to be kept on board.
He manufactured the argument as a distraction. He was worried about what she might be telling you.
She's identified Duscan Zigic as someone she knew from Bosnia.
Do you believe her?
Listen, I want this investigation and you to focus on Duscan Zigic. I want you to get in touch with the War Crimes Unit and find out if an atrocity occurred in June of 1992.
Can we still at least keep looking at Kazim?
No, I want Duscan Zigic rearrested. And send in DS Sims. Look, I don't know what kind of limited ideas you may hold about the community we serve, but they better expand to include Kazim Ibrahimovic and Yasmina Blekic.
Let's go.
You know, there is a 12-week residential course I could send you on that is specially designed to help you appreciate cultural sensitivities.
I'd prefer amputation.
Yeah, well, that's not what you need cutting off. Go on, piss off.
Let's go.
Mr. Zigic, I'd like you to come with me to answer some more questions.
No, I have to go to work. If I come with you now, I lose my job.
Don't worry, you can call your employer, explain the situation.
No. Sve ovo nema veze sa mnom. Nikakve veze. Maltretiraj me, sam Duscan Zigic. I'm arrested. Suspicion of murder, Samira and Blekic. You don't have to say anything.
It means only unity can save the Serbs.
Well, what does that tell me about him?
He's proud of his country.
And?
Well, it's not paramilitary, if that's what you're thinking.
Well, he did lie about being in a paramilitary unit.
Well, that doesn't mean much. And no Serb over here is going to put his hand up to that.
Okay, well, I've got our War Crimes Unit investigating an atrocity in Bosnia. Can you use your contacts as well? That's the details, the time, and the place. I mean, my whole case rests on it. I've got no proof that it ever happened.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
Jane, you remember that phone call the other night?
Yeah?
It was the end of something.
Yeah. Well, actually, that was just an excuse to come and see you. Not a very good idea because I'm not very good company at the moment.
How come?
You know, I stole this investigation from a junior officer. I mean, how pathetic is that?
Maybe you're at a loose end. Not enough to do.
Well, You know, in a few more years, I won't have anything to do. Sooner if some people get their way.
I'm sure you'll find some way to fill the time. Swearing at strangers, most likely.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. Oh, let's go. I'm sorry, we have a problem with the interpreter. He's going to be a few minutes late.
Aren't you interviewing Zigic, Gov?
No. How's the CCTV going?
Finished. All 120 hours of it.
120 hours, eh? Well, perhaps she'll have a look at it just to make sure, eh? Delegation, delegation, delegation.
I'm so sorry for keeping you waiting.
For the benefit of the DVD, Mr. Milan Lukic has just entered the room.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Starsky Notch.
You said you didn't fight in the war, is that correct?
Yes, I didn't fight.
We've now spoken to a witness who I don't propose to identify at this time, who said they met you in Bosnia, and you were with a paramilitary unit.
No. No.
The witness has identified you from a photographic lineup.
Who is this person?
Well, were you in Bosnia during the war?
Yes.
Could you explain to me the meaning of the tattoo on your arm? Only unity saves the Serbs. And you didn't fight for your country? For the benefit of the video, I'm showing Mr. Zigic a photograph of a farmhouse that we took from his room. Would you tell me about this photo, please?
It was my home.
It's very beautiful. Does your family still live there?
No.
Oh, was it sold? Lost in the war? To a Muslim family?
What's the relevance of this?
And you didn't fight for your country? I think you did.
Nisam je razumio. Mislio sam da misli borac. Ja sam bio vojnik, ali kuhar. Reci joj da se nisam borio.
May I?
Yes, please.
There is confusion. Mr. Zigic says that he assumed you meant a fighting soldier. He was in the army, but he was a cook in a logistical unit. He didn't fight.
I didn't understand.
Could you tell me, please, where you were in June of 1992?
A long time ago.
I would like to know the relevance of these questions to the crime under investigation.
They're relevant because the victim is from the same country as your client. I'm trying to establish whether there was a past connection between the two. So, the witness has said that you were a sergeant in the paramilitary unit.
I was a cook.
They said they saw you with a gun.
Not a gun. A saucepan.
Did you take part in a massacre of Muslim men and boys on June of 1992?
This is a fishing trip. It has no relevance to the crime under investigation.
Ne razumijem, kako pecanje?
Ne pecanje u pravom smislu. Objašnjava da Tennison lovi u mutnom, ne bi li šta ispalo. I've just explained to Mr. Zigic the meaning of you being on a fishing trip. At least I think I have.
Thank you. Would you take a look at this photo, please? Do you know her? Well, that is a photograph of the victim. I think you met her on June the 12th, 1992. Her name is Samira Blekic. She knew you were involved in that massacre, and that is the reason you tortured and then murdered her.
Listen. I was only a cook, but I was proud to serve my country. The army I was in did not kill women or children. The story is always the same, huh? Always how Serbs are bad. Never Muslims. Never Croatians. Always the Serbs.
Yes. Superintendent, I strongly object to the inference of guilt because my client is Serbian and the victim is Muslim. God, this isn't a question of a Serbian bad, Muslim good. There were atrocities on both sides.
Miss Henderson, I don't need a history lesson.
10 years ago, he saved their lives, so why torture?
Mr. Zigic.
Zigic.
Mr. Zigic. Why did you leave your country? The country you love so much, you're so proud of? Well, I think you left because you had to, because you were involved in that massacre.
I have nothing to do with this. Nothing.
All right, let's start from the beginning.
All right, thanks.
When did you leave Bosnia?
All the buildings he had access to have been checked out. We don't have a
Why
killing
did you
scene.
leave Bosnia?
We never take a jury with us. I mean, look, 10 years on, she picks him out of a photo lineup with nothing to back it up.
Can't we hold him on what we've got?
No, I wouldn't.
I'm terminating this interview. The time is 14:30. Your client will be held for further questioning. Thank you very much, Mr. Zigic.
Superintendent. I hope you don't think it inappropriate. I'm an optician. I couldn't help noticing. I think you need a new prescription.
Yes, you're probably right. Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Lukic.
Think you're in there, Gov?
We may have a possible eyewitness to Samira leaving work Saturday night. He's a dosser. Should be able to find him easy enough tonight, roosting time.
Okay, good. Late night for someone then.
Yeah. Well, it was dark. I'm sure I wouldn't have seen much.
I heard them. I saw them, and then she ran past me in tears.
You sure about the time?
They woke me up. I was pissed off. I looked at my watch.
No, I wouldn't want to put anyone in a pigeonhole, but rough sleepers are generally not known for carrying watches.
Tell you what, I'll shave, shower, put on a suit I used to wear, then you ask me again.
Called on to testify. You might have to get that suit cleaned. Hello, Gav. You got something here on that tramp?
I left her here. I went that way, she went down there.
Well, how was she?
Well, after 12 hours in that place, the same as everyone, exhausted.
So how did you part?
What do you mean?
Well, was it a friendly goodbye?
Yes.
Stephen, we have an eyewitness who saw a white woman of Samira's description and a black male of your description having an argument. She ran off and he shouted threats at her.
Well, I didn't think it was important.
You're the last person who saw her alive. You have a public shouting match and she ends up dead. You didn't think that was important?
This is the exact reason I didn't want to say anything. I came forward because I thought it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, it was. It was the right thing to do. But now you need to tell me everything.
Samira came into work upset, okay? Very upset. She didn't want to talk about it. She asked me to walk her home. It wasn't anywhere where I lived. I just done a 12-hour shift there. I was dead on my feet. When we got here, I said to her I'd like to sleep at her house. She took it the wrong way, started shouting at me. I got angry at the misunderstanding. We argued, she walked out. I thought, fuck you, lady.
And you said it too.
Yes, I said it, and then I went home. How do you think I feel now, eh?
We checked the phone that you called us from. And that night, there were 6 calls made to the hospital where Samira's sister worked, and then there were 5 calls made to the communal phone where Samira and her sister lived. That was from your phone.
No. I didn't make these calls, right? No, I don't know these numbers.
They were made from your phone, Sonny Jim.
I keep my phone in my jacket. It's left in the canteen. Samira might have borrowed it.
Yasmina? Best not break it down twice.
No one's seen them all day.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Hamza.
Hello.
It's the police lady here.
Hello.
Will you speak to me again?
Yeah.
Shall I meet you on the stairs then?
Okay. Bye.
Bye. And this was on the Saturday night. What did you and Samira talk about on the telephone?
She wanted to talk to Jasmina.
Was it important? Did she leave a message for Jasmina? And, or what was the message? Hawea, you won't get into trouble. You're my special detective.
She said bad things.
What sort of bad things? Was she sad?
Very sad. She was crying. She said I had to tell Jasmina. But I didn't. I was afraid.
Why were you afraid? Hawea, what was the message?
Samira had seen the devil.
The devil? Did she say where she saw him?
Will he come after me too?
No. No, because I'm going to find him, and I'm going to lock him away, and he's never coming out.
Please take a seat, sir. Is everyone on?
Yes, thank you, George.
Where is interpreter?
Mr. Obranovich is an interpreter.
Why not the other man?
Well, there appears to be some urgency about the questions the police wanted to ask you. It seems they thought it would take too long for Mr. Blekic to get here.
Mr. Zigic? Please. We've been asking you questions about last weekend. Now I want you to tell me exactly where you were on Saturday morning until midday.
Ne treba.
So you understand you don't need a translation. Saturday morning.
I was at work.
But you work nights. Were you moonlighting?
Razumio sam. I did a double shift.
Where did you work?
An office near the airport.
Heathrow?
No, city airport. Ask the OCB.
All right, that's it. Thank you very much for coming in. At such short notice, it appears that you weren't needed after all.
All right, thanks, man.
Zigic's alibi checks out. 2 independent witnesses put him in an office building between 6 that morning and 3 in the afternoon. There's also time-coded CCTV footage of him in the building. If Samira did see the devil on her way to work that morning, it wasn't Duscan Zigic. We're going to have to let him go.
So where does that leave us?
I spoke to the duty officer earlier. Yeah.
Looking for another devil.
Supervisor will find it.
Oh, the War Crimes Unit don't have a record of the atrocity Yasmina claims to have been caught up in.
No.
Perhaps she made it up.
We're still looking for the illegals Vane had working for him. Just in case there's a connection there.
Good of you to join us, Lorna.
Gov, I've located Yasmina Blekic.
Good. At least we've got something. Thanks, Mickey. Good work.
I'm sorry I'm late. It's Amy. It's a thing with her throat.
It's fine. It's fine.
She should cut down on the facts.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
Subject getting into a blue Volkswagen Beetle. The driver is a woman believed to be Rosemary Henderson.
I've spoken to someone who took a message for you from Samira the night she died. The message was that she'd seen the devil. You know him, don't you? This devil. Who is he? You're frightened, I know.
You please don't tell me you understand. You wake up every morning for 10 years terrified. Then you can tell me that.
Is he the reason you built the hiding place under the floor? If you help us, I can make you safe. This isn't Bosnia.
Samira wasn't safe.
But you can be, because I promise you I will find the man who did this. You saved her life. You mended her as best you could. And now you have to do one more thing. For your brave, your courageous, your beautiful sister. You have to tell me who this man is. Who is the devil?
When they took us off the bus, he was the one giving the orders. I thought it might be even all right. He was smiling, charming, welcoming us. We made to stand in the line. And he walked along and made everyone shake hands with him. Then I understood. He was playing God. You will live. You will die. And you will amuse my soldiers. He picked us out for himself. He kept us for days.
Did he burn you or Samira with cigarettes?
If I was slow, or you thought I wasn't enjoying myself enough, but only her. He only burned her. I begged him to burn me. I begged him. When we were just blood and rags, he ordered that sergeant to take us away. But we applied for asylum. But I couldn't put Samira through the questions. We were so ashamed. That's why they rape you. So you are always, always, always ashamed.
Do you know his name? He was kind, he was charming, smiling, you said? You see, we have to get a picture of what this man was like. Will you work with a sketch artist for us? It'll be a woman.
Kasim is here to take me home. Journalists came today. If they write about me, I'll lose my job.
No, no, I'll make sure that doesn't happen.
Tomorrow, I will help you to draw the picture.
This is Mr. Lukic. He will be your interpreter. Any words or phrases you don't understand, you ask him.
Dobar dan. Kako ste? Mogao bi biti bolje. Pa evo nas opet, a?
Supranović.
Where's the interpreter?
Lukic is an interpreter.
Why not the other man?
Yes, there's some urgency about it. It will take too long for service to complete. So we will do this.
Mogao bi biti bolje. Pa evo nas opet, a?
Mr. Milan Lukic has just entered the room.
Good evening, Superintendent.
Good of you to see me at such short notice.
Come through. Best part of the day. Nice and quiet. They've all gone home. I can see a few changes in your blood vessels. Are you under any stress at the moment?
No.
I'm just putting some dye in your eye. It's completely harmless. Chin on the bar, please.
Did you train in Serbia?
No, here.
London?
Manchester. Keep still, please. Look into my eye. If you relax, you'll stay in the right position. Unlock your knees, legs a little apart. A few broken blood vessels, a slight dryness, otherwise very healthy. Good. Keep still now. I'm going to look under your eyelid. It might be a little uncomfortable. No dark secrets there.
That is uncomfortable.
the bottom line?
KZ0 OH.
Letter perfect. But it's the reading that you have problems with, the aging process. Another chink in the armor. The middle section?
Every afternoon as they were coming home from school, the children used to go and play in the Giant's Garden, a lovely place with soft green grass.
Oscar Wilde. My children helped me choose the pieces. Try the bottom piece.
Can't read that.
No. Look at me. What do you see? Am I sharp or fuzzy?
Sharp.
Country's sinking under the weight of them. Doors should have been shut, bolted, and painted over a long time ago. And I don't think we got the best of Mr. Vane regarding finding Beckham and Co. We'll let him load up, follow him back to his site, ruin his day. Perhaps he'll give us his full attention.
Blekic. Yes, he is on the approved list of interpreters, ma'am.
Yeah, but why did you choose him?
Well, I didn't. It was the suspect solicitor, Henderson. She brought him in. It was her idea. We were busy. She helped us out. But he is on the approved list, ma'am. Look, there's his details, isn't it?
Yep. Thank you.
They get vetted. Thoroughly vetted.
Yes, they do. I know.
You know, I'm tempted. I need the garden wall rebuilt. I wonder just how cheap they are. It's OCB. This building wasn't on the list they gave us. If Zigic had access to it, and if someone was holding it back...
Good. I'll see you there. Half an hour, depending on the traffic. Bye. Lorna. Lorna, I want you to bring in Jasmina, okay? She's expecting to work with the sketch artist. I want her to look at a tape first.
Oh, what's it tape up?
Look, just bring her in, and don't bring in her boyfriend, Kazim. But softly, softly. Simon. Yeah. Simon. We might have a killing scene. Check it out with me. I'll see you downstairs.
See, there's nothing here. Nothing. It was a completion race. If they couldn't have moved in tomorrow, it would have cost me thousands. I didn't want your lot scaring off any more of my workers, holding things up. That's the only reason I asked the security firm to hold back on it.
And it was empty that Saturday night, Sunday morning?
I locked up about 6 Saturday evening. I had them start again Sunday morning about 8. Don't stand on the floor.
Boss.
Zigic was last assigned to look after this building 3 weeks ago. He knew the main entrance access codes. The builders keep a key to this apartment behind a fire extinguisher. He could have known about it.
Watch where you walk, look. That varnish needs 24 hours.
Has this floor been down long?
Since yesterday. We started last Sunday.
It's reclaimed pine. Now, do you want to get off it?
What's it laid on?
4-inch joist. Now, get off.
It'll have to come up.
You can't do that. You can't just rip it up. You can't fucking do this!
Arresting you on suspicion of perverting the course of justice.
This one? What about this?
It's about 3/4 of the way.
All right, let's get some.
Did you have a starter? All right, cheers, Graham. Bye.
Simon.
Hello, sir.
How's things?
Good, thanks, yeah.
Still all right for Tuesday?
The grudge match? Oh, yes. Wow.
Good. What's Mr. Zigic been up to?
He went home. He went out. He caught a bus to a community centre. He had lunch and he went home again.
How many officers?
12 in all, sir.
Expensive lunch.
Yeah.
Hello, Jane.
Sir?
God, I just got this from Customs Intelligence. It seems Kazim did go against his bosses. There's a price on his head. His immediate family and friends could be at risk too.
Another possible lead?
Yes.
We've got wire, and we've got blood. Forensics have promised us a site match with the roll from his toolbox and his wire cutters.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it is good, yeah.
Yasmina? Yasmina, are you there? Anything? No. Martin, can you check another call book, please?
Yeah,
Sure. There. Anything?
No, nothing.
God, there's no one here. I gotta go back to the hospital. I got it wrong about her not being at work. It's total confusion there.
Lorna, I want her here.
Yeah, it's coming through now. Yeah, thank you. Guys, here we go. The wire found in his toolbox and the wire found under the floor have an identical signature cut. The same pair of wire cutters was used.
Yes! Right. And the blood match will seal it. Let's bring him in.
Let's go. Good luck.
Good luck.
Open the door, Mr. Zigic. Police officers.
Zigic can't be found in his flat.
Okay, when was he last seen?
When he went inside about 2 hours ago.
There was that article about Jasmina in the newspaper this morning. Cheadle? I think he's gone to the hospital. I think he's gone to find her. No, wait. See if Lorna's got her. Lorna, you got her?
I mean, she could be anywhere.
Get over there. Don't look. Oh!
Yasmina Blekic, cleaner.
Yasmina?
Jasmina?
Sorry.
Sorry. Cleaning staff, blonde,